Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin with a simple thought that has the power to change the direction of your entire life. The greatest tragedy is not that some people fail. Failure is temporary. The greatest tragedy is that so many people never discover what they are capable of because they stop believing in themselves long before life has finished shaping them. They carry dreams that remain unopened, talents that remain unused, and opportunities that pass by because they convinced themselves they were not ready. The world is not always waiting for the most gifted person. More often than not, it rewards the person who believes enough in their own abilities to take the first step. Think about your own life for a moment. Every achievement you admire today was once only an idea inside someone's mind. Every successful business began with uncertainty. Every remarkable career started with a beginner. Every athlete was once uncoordinated. Every speaker once stumbled over words. Every leader once questioned whether anyone would follow. What separates those who eventually succeed is rarely the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward even while fear is present. Belief is not the reward that comes after success. Belief is the foundation that makes success possible. Many people spend years waiting for confidence to arrive before they act. They tell themselves, when I feel ready, I'll begin. When I know enough, I'll take the chance. When I'm more talented, I'll pursue my dream. But confidence doesn't come first. Confidence grows because you act. Every small victory strengthens your belief. Every challenge overcome reminds you that you are more capable than you thought yesterday. Waiting for perfect confidence is like waiting for tomorrow's harvest before planting today's seed. The harvest always follows the planting, never the other way around. One of the greatest mistakes people make is comparing their beginning to someone else's middle. They look at successful people and assume those individuals were born different. They imagine they possessed extraordinary confidence from the very beginning. What they don't see are the countless mornings filled with doubt, the evenings spent learning difficult lessons, the failures that nobody applauded, and the persistence that continued long after excitement had disappeared. Success has a way of hiding the years of preparation behind a single moment of recognition. Never compare your first chapter to someone else's 20th. Your abilities are much like muscles. If they are never challenged, they remain weak. If they are exercised consistently, they become stronger than you ever imagined. The person who avoids difficult situations because they fear failure never discovers what they can actually accomplish. The person who embraces challenges, even imperfectly, begins developing strengths that cannot be gained any other way. Growth is always waiting on the other side of discomfort. Every challenge carries an invitation to become someone greater than you were before. Have you ever noticed how easily people remember your mistakes but often forget your progress? That's why your opinion of yourself must become stronger than the opinions surrounding you. If you depend entirely on applause, criticism will stop you. If you depend entirely on encouragement, disappointment will discourage you. Your confidence must come from knowing that every day you are becoming a better version of yourself. External approval is unpredictable, but internal belief is something you can cultivate every single day. Imagine planting an oak tree during the first few years. Very little seems to happen above the ground. Many people would assume the tree isn't growing at all. Yet beneath the surface, its roots are expanding deeper and wider, preparing for decades of strength. Human potential develops in much the same way. Sometimes your greatest growth is invisible. You're building discipline, patience, wisdom, resilience, and character long before anyone notices your achievements. Never mistake invisible progress for the absence of progress. Too many people underestimate themselves because they focus on what they cannot do instead of improving what they can. They spend years wishing they possessed someone else's talents while neglecting the gifts already placed in their own hands. The remarkable thing about ability is that it multiplies through use. A skill ignored becomes weaker. A skill practiced becomes extraordinary. Excellence is rarely an accident. It is usually the result of ordinary effort, repeated consistently over a long period of time. Every successful person eventually reaches a moment when excuses become more uncomfortable than effort. They stop blaming circumstances, luck, the economy, their upbringing, or other people. They begin asking a different question. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What can I do with what I have today?" That single question shifts power back into your own hands. You cannot always control the circumstances surrounding your life, but you can always control the person you choose to become within those circumstances. Life has an interesting habit of testing your belief before it rewards your effort. There will be days when results are slow. There will be moments when nobody notices your work. There will be seasons when progress feels invisible. Those are the moments when belief becomes priceless. Anyone can stay committed when success is immediate. The people who build extraordinary lives are those who remain faithful to the process even when the results have not yet appeared. Persistence is belief in action. Remember this: your abilities are not fixed. They are expandable. Your potential is not a ceiling. It is a horizon that continues moving farther as you grow. The person you are today is not the final version of yourself. Every book you read, every skill you learn, every conversation that stretches your thinking, every challenge you overcome is quietly increasing your capacity for tomorrow. Never allow today's limitations to convince you that tomorrow's possibilities do not exist. Now, let me ask you an important question. What is the difference between a person with incredible potential and a person who achieves incredible results? The answer is surprisingly simple. One develops their abilities, while the other merely admires them. Potential is valuable, but it is only a promise. Ability becomes powerful only when it is put to work. Too many people spend their lives talking about what they could accomplish instead of investing in the habits that would make those accomplishments possible. The marketplace does not reward intentions. It rewards value. Your family may appreciate your dreams. Your friends may encourage your ambitions. But the world responds to what you can consistently produce. That should not discourage you. It should excite you. It means your future is not determined by where you started. It is determined by what you are willing to learn, improve, and contribute. Every new skill you master increases your value, and every improvement you make expands the opportunities available to you. One of the greatest investments you will ever make is the investment you make in yourself. People often ask where they should put their money to receive the greatest return. My answer has always been this: start by investing in your own mind. Read books that challenge your thinking. Listen to people who have achieved what you hope to achieve. Learn a new skill, attend seminars, ask questions, stay curious. Knowledge has an extraordinary characteristic. It follows you everywhere you go. It cannot be stolen by difficult circumstances, and it continues paying dividends for the rest of your life. Think about a craftsman who has spent 20 years perfecting his trade. His confidence doesn't come from wishing he were good. It comes from thousands of hours of deliberate practice. A master carpenter trusts his hands because they have built hundreds of tables. A musician trusts the stage because countless hours were spent practicing when no audience was watching. A great speaker becomes comfortable before a crowd because they first learned to speak clearly in front of a mirror. Excellence is earned in private before it is recognized in public. Discipline is often misunderstood. People imagine discipline is about punishment or restriction. I see it differently. Discipline is the bridge between the person you are and the person you want to become. It is the quiet decision to keep your promises to yourself, even when your emotions suggest otherwise. Anyone can work hard when they feel inspired. The remarkable people are those who continue working when inspiration has packed its bags and gone home. There will always be reasons to postpone your dreams. You may not have enough money. You may not know the right people. You may feel too young or too old. You may believe someone else has already done what you hope to do. Excuses are remarkably creative. They can sound intelligent, logical, and even responsible, but no excuse has ever built a successful life. Progress begins the moment excuses end. The day you stop explaining why you cannot and start asking how you can is the day your future begins to change. One habit that separates successful people from everyone else is their relationship with failure. Most people see failure as a verdict. Successful people see it as feedback. When something doesn't work, they don't conclude that they are incapable. They simply recognize that their method needs improvement. Imagine a scientist conducting experiments. If one attempt fails, does the scientist quit? Of course not. Each unsuccessful experiment provides information that leads to a better solution. Why should your life be any different? The truth is, your mistakes are often your greatest teachers. They reveal weaknesses you didn't know existed. They expose habits that need to change. They force you to become more creative, more patient, and more resilient. If you refuse to make mistakes, you also refuse the education that success requires. Growth has a tuition fee, and that fee is often paid through temporary disappointment. But the wisdom gained from those experiences becomes one of your greatest lifelong assets. Another lesson worth remembering is that consistency always outperforms intensity. It is easy to become excited for one day. It is much harder to remain committed for 1 year. Anyone can wake up motivated on Monday morning. The challenge is maintaining discipline on Thursday afternoon when life becomes complicated. Success is rarely the result of one extraordinary effort. More often, it is the accumulation of ordinary actions, repeated faithfully over months and years. Small improvements may seem insignificant today, but they eventually create extraordinary outcomes. Protect your environment carefully. The people around you influence the way you think about yourself. Spend enough time with individuals who complain, and eventually you will begin seeing obstacles everywhere. Spend time with people who pursue excellence, and you will begin expecting more from yourself. Attitudes are contagious. Optimism spreads. So does negativity. Choose carefully whose voices receive the greatest attention in your life, because they will quietly shape the beliefs you carry about your own abilities. Don't wait for perfect circumstances before giving your best. There will never be a perfect season to begin. Every successful person started while something was missing. They lacked experience, they lacked resources, they lacked confidence. But they refused to let those temporary disadvantages define their permanent future. They understood that progress creates possibilities which planning alone never will. Action has a remarkable way of opening doors that fear insists are locked. Remember that your greatest competition is not another person. It is the version of yourself that settles for less than your potential. Every morning you have an opportunity to become slightly wiser, slightly stronger, slightly more disciplined, and slightly more valuable than you were yesterday. Those small improvements rarely attract attention in the beginning, but over time they separate extraordinary lives from ordinary ones. Greatness is built one decision at a time, not one dramatic moment at a time. As you continue your journey, refuse to let temporary setbacks convince you to abandon permanent dreams. Believe in your abilities enough to sharpen them daily. Believe in your future enough to prepare for it before it arrives. Believe in your purpose enough to continue growing, even when nobody else notices your progress. One day, people may look at your success and call you fortunate. They will never see the mornings you chose discipline over comfort, the evenings you chose learning over entertainment, or the countless moments when you believed in yourself before anyone else did. That is the quiet power of believing in your abilities. It is not arrogance, it is not pretending to know everything. It is the humble confidence that says, I may not be where I want to be today, but I'm willing to grow into the person I was created to become. Hold on to that belief, nurture it every day, and let it guide every decision you make. Because when belief is matched with discipline, learning, and consistent action, there's very little that can stand in the way of a determined human being. There comes a point in every meaningful journey when life asks a question that no one else can answer for you. The question is not, are you talented? It is not, do you have enough resources? It is not even, do you have the support of everyone around you? The question is much simpler and much more important. Will you continue when it becomes difficult? Because sooner or later, every worthwhile dream demands a price. Success is not reserved for those who avoid hardship. It belongs to those who decide that their purpose is greater than their problems. You see, most people quit too early. They plant the seed, water it for a few days, and then become frustrated because the harvest has not arrived. They mistake slow progress for no progress. They forget that nature has never hurried, yet it accomplishes everything in its proper season. The oak tree does not apologize for taking years to become strong. The river does not complain because it cannot carve through stone overnight. It simply keeps flowing until even the hardest rock gives way. There is a lesson in that. Consistency eventually accomplishes what intensity alone never can. When obstacles appear, most people ask, why is this happening to me? But there is a better question. Ask yourself, what is this challenge trying to teach me? Every difficulty contains a lesson that success could never teach. Failure teaches humility. Delays teach patience. Criticism teaches emotional strength. Responsibility teaches maturity. If you learn the lesson, the obstacle has already begun serving you instead of stopping you. I have often noticed that people become stronger than they ever imagined, not because life became easier, but because life demanded more from them. Think about the moments in your own life that shaped your character. Were they the comfortable days? Probably not. They were the days when you had to make difficult decisions, the days when you had to keep going after disappointment, the days when giving up seemed reasonable, yet you chose to continue anyway. Character is not developed during comfort. Character is revealed during adversity. One of the greatest dangers in life is becoming discouraged by temporary defeat. Temporary defeat is not permanent failure. There is a remarkable difference between the two. Temporary defeat simply means your current strategy didn't produce the desired result. Permanent failure only occurs when you decide to stop trying altogether. Every successful person has experienced setbacks. The difference is they refuse to let those setbacks become their identity. Never allow one bad day to convince you that you have a bad life. Never allow one mistake to define your future. We all make poor decisions from time to time. We all have moments we'd like to relive, but wisdom is born when we stop carrying our mistakes as burdens and begin carrying them as lessons. The person who learns from yesterday becomes stronger today and wiser tomorrow. There is another principle that deserves your attention. Do not spend your energy wishing life were easier. Spend your energy becoming stronger. Those are two completely different approaches. If life became easier but you remained the same person, your results would eventually return to where they are today. But if you become wiser, more disciplined, more patient, and more resilient, then even difficult circumstances begin to produce extraordinary opportunities. The greatest transformation is never around you, it is always within you. Many people underestimate the power of attitude. They think success is determined only by talent or intelligence, but attitude often decides how far talent can travel. Two people can face the exact same challenge. One sees an obstacle and turns back. The other sees an opportunity to grow and moves forward. The circumstances are identical. The mindset is different. Your attitude becomes the lens through which you interpret every experience. Protect it carefully because your future depends on it. Don't become discouraged when other people fail to recognize your progress. Recognition often arrives long after the work has been done. The world usually celebrates the victory but rarely notices the years of preparation behind it. While others are sleeping, continue learning. While others are complaining, continue improving. While others are looking for shortcuts, continue mastering the fundamentals. One day, the results will speak so loudly that explanations will no longer be necessary. There is something incredibly powerful about becoming dependable. When you tell yourself you will do something, do it. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you strengthen your self-respect. Every time you abandon your own standards, you weaken your confidence. Confidence is not built by repeating positive words in front of a mirror. Confidence is built by repeatedly proving to yourself that your actions can be trusted. Let me encourage you to stop fearing the opinions of people who are not living your life. Too many dreams have been abandoned because someone laughed, criticized, or expressed doubt. Remember this: people often judge according to their own limitations, not your possibilities. If someone else cannot imagine your future, that does not mean your future cannot exist. Never ask permission to become the person you were meant to be. The remarkable thing about belief is that it influences every decision you make. If you believe you can improve, you begin studying. If you believe you can succeed, you become willing to take calculated risks. If you believe your work has value, you continue refining your craft, even when nobody is watching. Belief changes behavior, and behavior changes results. That is why the battle for your future begins in your mind long before it appears in your circumstances. As the years pass, you will discover that success is not one giant leap. It is thousands of faithful steps taken one after another. Some days those steps will feel exciting. Other days they will feel ordinary. Keep walking anyway. The extraordinary life is built inside ordinary days. Every disciplined morning, every honest effort, every page you read, every skill you practice, every promise you keep, all of these become bricks in the foundation of a remarkable future. So when life tests your determination, and it will, remember that the test is not designed to destroy you. It is designed to reveal who you are becoming. Don't run from the challenge. Rise to meet it. Don't allow temporary discomfort to steal permanent opportunity. Stand tall, believe in your abilities, and remind yourself that every great achievement was once hidden inside someone who simply refused to quit. The future has an interesting way of rewarding those who remain faithful to the process. Years from now, people may admire your confidence, but they will not see the doubts you overcame. They may admire your success, but they will not see the sacrifices you made. They may admire your achievements, but they will never fully understand the discipline that produced them. And that is perfectly fine. You are not building your life to impress people, you are building your life to fulfill your potential. So keep learning, keep growing, keep believing. Every challenge is preparing you. Every setback is refining you. Every disciplined decision is strengthening you, and every day you refuse to give up. You are proving something important, not to the world, but to yourself. You are proving that your abilities are far greater than your fears. Your future is far brighter than your past, and your determination is stronger than any obstacle standing in your way. That is how extraordinary lives are built. One belief, one decision, and one courageous step at a time. As we come to the final part of this conversation, I want to leave you with a truth that has stood the test of time. Life will never ask whether you had potential. It will ask what you did with it. Years from now, no one will measure your life by the dreams you imagine. They will measure it by the decisions you made, the lives you touched, the value you created, and the legacy you left behind. That is why believing in your abilities is not simply about feeling confident. It is about accepting the responsibility to become everything you are capable of becoming. Every person listening to these words has been given something unique. It may not be obvious today. It may not receive applause immediately. It may not look as impressive as someone else's gift, but comparison has robbed more people of their future than failure ever has. The moment you begin comparing your path to someone else's, you stop appreciating the opportunities that are right in front of you. Instead of asking why someone else is ahead, Ask yourself whether you're making the most of what has been placed in your hands. Success is never built by envying another person's journey. It is built by faithfully walking your own. Remember that life has a remarkable way of rewarding those who prepare before opportunities arrive. Most people wait until the opportunity appears before deciding to improve themselves. The wise person prepares long before the opportunity knocks. They read while others are scrolling. They practice while others are procrastinating. They save while others are spending. They build character while others chase comfort. Then when the opportunity finally arrives, people call them lucky. But what the world calls luck is often years of quiet preparation, finally becoming visible. There is enormous power in becoming a lifelong student. The moment you believe you know everything, your growth begins to slow. Stay teachable, stay curious, ask questions, listen carefully, read constantly. Observe successful people not to imitate them, but to understand the principles that help them succeed. Knowledge expands your possibilities, but wisdom teaches you how to apply that knowledge. Continue pursuing both, because the greatest investment you will ever make is in the person you are becoming. Let me also remind you that your words matter. Listen to the conversations you have with yourself every day. Some people speak encouragement to everyone except themselves. They tell their friends, "You can do it," but look into the mirror and say, "I'll probably fail." Those quiet conversations shape your future more than you realize. If you repeatedly tell yourself that you are incapable, eventually your actions will agree. But if you choose to remind yourself that every skill can be developed, every mistake can become a lesson, and every challenge can become an opportunity, your behavior begins to align with those beliefs. You don't have to become extraordinary overnight. In fact, you won't. Great lives are rarely built through dramatic transformations. They are built through daily improvements that seem almost invisible at first. Imagine improving just 1% every day, one extra page read, one extra phone call made, one healthier decision, one act of kindness, 1 hour spent learning instead of wasting time. These small decisions appear insignificant in isolation, but over the course of months and years, they completely transform the direction of a person's life. Never underestimate the power of consistent improvement. There will always be people who doubt you. Some will doubt you because they have never attempted anything meaningful themselves. Others will doubt you because your ambition reminds them of the dreams they abandoned. Don't become angry with them. Don't spend your energy trying to convince them. Instead, let your growth become your answer. Results have a way of speaking more clearly than arguments ever could. Stay focused on your mission, not on the opinions that surround it. One of the greatest lessons life teaches is that success is not a destination. It is a continual process of becoming. The successful person is not the one who reaches the top and stops growing. The successful person is the one who remains humble enough to keep learning, disciplined enough to keep improving, and grateful enough to appreciate every step of the journey. Never allow yesterday's achievements to become today's excuse for complacency. Keep climbing. There is always another lesson to learn, another skill to master, another life to impact. As you pursue your goals, don't forget the importance of gratitude. Gratitude changes the way you see your life. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you begin appreciating what you already possess. Gratitude gives you peace during the journey, while ambition gives you direction. You need both. Ambition without gratitude leads to constant dissatisfaction. Gratitude without ambition can lead to complacency. Balance them wisely, and you will discover a life that is both successful and deeply fulfilling. The most inspiring people are not those who never struggle. They are the ones who continue smiling while carrying heavy responsibilities. They continue serving while facing difficulties. They continue believing while surrounded by uncertainty. Strength is not measured by how little adversity you face. It is measured by how faithfully you continue moving forward. Despite adversity, every challenge you overcome becomes evidence that you are capable of handling even greater responsibilities in the future. Imagine meeting yourself 10 years from now. What advice would that future version of you give? I believe they would say, take the chance, read the book, build the business, learn the skill, make the phone call. Forgive the mistake. Stop waiting for the perfect moment because it never arrives. Trust the process. Believe in your abilities even before the results appear. Your future is being shaped by the decisions you make today, not someday. Before we finish, I want you to understand one final principle. The greatest competition you will ever face is not with another person. It is with the person you could become if you refuse to settle every day. Two versions of you wake up. One seeks comfort, excuses, and familiarity. The other seeks growth, discipline, courage, and purpose. The one that grows stronger is simply the one you choose to feed. Feed your faith more than your fear. Feed your discipline more than your distractions. Feed your dreams more than your doubts. So when you leave here today, Don't merely feel inspired. Inspiration fades. Make a decision. Decide that you will believe in your abilities even when progress is slow. Decide that you will continue learning even after success begins to arrive. Decide that you will remain disciplined when motivation disappears. Decide that you will become the kind of person whose actions match their ambitions. Stand up tomorrow with a renewed sense of purpose. Walk into every opportunity believing that you have something valuable to offer. Speak with confidence, not because you know everything, but because you're willing to learn anything. Face your challenges knowing they are not sent to stop you, but to strengthen you. Refuse to let fear write the story of your life. Let courage hold the pen. Years from now, when you look back on this season of your life, I hope you won't remember the fears that almost stopped you. I hope you remember the day you decided to believe in yourself, the day you stopped waiting for permission, the day you stopped doubting your potential, the day you committed yourself to growth without limits, because the moment you truly believe in your abilities, something extraordinary begins to happen. You stop seeing obstacles as walls and start seeing them as classrooms. You stop seeing failure as an ending and start seeing it as education. You stop waiting for life to change and begin changing yourself. And when you change yourself, your habits change your results change your future. And your future becomes a testimony of what is possible when an ordinary person makes one extraordinary decision to believe in their abilities. So go forward with confidence. Go forward with discipline. Go forward with gratitude. Continue learning. Continue growing. Continue serving. Continue believing. Because the best chapter of your life is not behind you. It is waiting to be written by the person you choose to become, starting today. Thank you, and may you always have the courage to believe in the incredible abilities that already exist within you.